found this Habakkuk here that I'm reading tonight quite interesting, and for some reason I had forgotten about what it says, and I think once I read this to you, you're going to find it quite interesting as well. Right here, chapter 2, verse 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and it speaks of the end and does not lie. If it lingers, wait for it shall certainly come, it shall not delay." And it's not odd. I mean, it would be odd if this happened to, just anyone that hasn't been seeing what the word's been telling us. It would be odd, but, I was just thinking yesterday about what will happen. Like, say two people heard me, watch my videos, and they started to see that it was telling them to be home for the Passover, and they came home and nothing happened that day. You see, I was thinking about this yesterday and today. I was thinking, like, what would they think? What are they going to do? What am I going to do if I'm sitting there, and nothing happens? But that's why I say it's kind of odd that I'm reading this tonight, because it's an answer to any time. It seems like any time that I have a concern or something like that I kind of like stew on for a day or two, the Most High answers me in His Word every single time. I'm going to read this whole chapter to you, and if you didn't believe that what I've been saying, that the Bible's been saying about Passover and about you getting your butt home for Passover is true, if you didn't believe that, well, let Habakkuk tell you real quick. Don't take my word for it. "I stand at my watch and station myself on the watchtower and wait to see what he says to me, and what to answer when I am reproved. And Yahuwah answered me and said, Write the vision and inscribe it on tablets, so that he who reads it runs. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and it speaks of the end, and does not lie. If it lingers, wait for it shall certainly come, it shall not delay. See, he whose being is not upright in him is puffed up, but the righteous one lives by his steadfastness." I need you to pay attention to that verse 4 right there. But the righteous one, key word, lives by his steadfastness. We'll come back to that in a minute. "And also, because wine betrays him, a man is proud, and he does not stay at home." Key word right there. Key words. He does not stay at home. "Because he enlarges his appetite as Sheol, and he is like death, and is not satisfied, and gathers to himself all nations, and heaps up for himself all peoples. Shall not all these lift up a proverb against him, and a mocking riddle against him, and say, Woe to him who increases what is not his. Till when is he to load on himself many pledges? Do not your creditors rise up suddenly, and those who make you tremble wake up, and you be plunder for them? Because you have plundered many nations, all the remnant of the people shall plunder you, because of men's blood, and doing violence to the land, to the city, and to all who dwell in it. Woe to him who is getting evil gain for his house, in order to set his nest on high, to escape the clutches of evil." That is what the star on their flag is all about. That's why it uses the word nest right there, because we're talking about the tree of the in the garden, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You have counseled shame for your house, to cut off many peoples, and your being is sinning. For a stone from the wall cries out, and a beam from the timbers answers it. Woe to him who builds a town by blood and establishes a city by unrighteousness. See, it is not from Yahuwah of hosts that peoples labor only for fire, and nations weary themselves for nothing. That's letting you know right there. That city that's built on unrighteousness and blood, it's not from Yahuwah. It's not. He would never want you to labor in vain for fire, for nothing, because that's what that is. That place is fuel for the fire. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the esteem of Yahuwah as the waters cover the sea. Woe to him who gives drink to his neighbor, pouring out your wineskin and also making him drunk in order to look on their nakedness. That's what they do. You shall be filled with shame instead of esteem. Drink, you too, and be exposed as uncircumcised. The cup of the right hand of Yahuwah shall come around to you, and great shame upon your esteem. That's what's happened since September 24th or 23rd. The Nexus event. Their nakedness and their shame has been exposed, and we're seeing it. For the violence done to Lebanon is to overwhelm you. To overwhelm you. The violence done to Lebanon. Can you guess what that would be? You see them old pictures where when the quote unquote pioneers or whatever, when they first started traveling out west to like the redwood forest, they were cutting down redwoods that were like, I don't know, like 80, 100 foot in diameter or something. I don't know how big them trees were, but they were massive. And they were just tearing it up out there in those woods, not thinking about nothing, just cutting those big trees down with those big long hand saws. One guy'd be on one side and the other guy on the other. Heave ho, you know what I'm talking about? They tore all those trees down. Now there's like just there's big redwoods out there, but there were massive ones before that they cut down. And the ravaging of beasts by which you made them afraid, because of men's blood and violence done to the land, to the city, and of all who dwell in it. Of what use shall a carved image be? For its maker has carved it, a molded image and teacher of falsehood. For the maker trusts what he has made to make dumb idols. Woe to him who says to wood, awake, to silent stone, arise. Is it a teacher? See, it is overlaid with gold and silver, and there is no spirit at all inside it. But Yahuwah is in his set-apart Hakal. Let all the earth be silent before him. You can see this. It's the same with all the prophets, just like I've been saying. It's all about the city. It's all about the humiliation that's been done to it, and the violence that's been done to it. And it's about you seeing that once the punishment was over, the Most High brought he had it set and appointed for a day when it would come, when you would start to see the truth about it. And now that the truth's out and you're seeing it, you will die and perish if you don't acknowledge it and do something about it. The choice is yours. You have to do something about this. That's why it says right here, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, and it speaks of the end and does not lie. If it lingers, wait for it, for it shall certainly come, it shall not delay. See, he whose being is not upright in him is puffed up. Upright in him. Upright is the same as righteousness. He who wants to do what the Most High tells him to do. He who understands that Abba Yahuwah calls the shots. He who does that which is continual. He keeps the feast, the Shabbat, yada, 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 yada. But the righteous one lives by his steadfastness. The one who's upright, he does that. He does that which is continual. But the one who isn't upright, he's puffed up because he's not following the instructions. He's marching to the beat of his own drum. And also because wine betrays him, and this isn't talking about literal wine. This is talking about that new wine that the world has been drinking. You know, that wine of the whore of Babylon? That the whole world has gone mad from drinking? It's made men proud. It's made them think, this is my city. I live in Tucson, Arizona, and I don't have to think about the set-apart Hakal, the mountain of the Most High. I don't have to go there. I can sit here and eat T-bone steaks and lather my lips with its blood as often as I wish. And ain't nobody going to do a damn thing about it. Tell me about, just try to think about how proud that person who says that, and almost everyone's saying it. Tell me how proud they are. They eat what they want. They sleep where they want, with who they want, with whoever they feel like it. They've got no loyalty. They've got no dedication to the Most High, to His Word, to nothing. They probably wear a necklace with a cross on it just so they can tell you that they're a Christian and they have standards, when in reality they have no standards. So the wine, it puffs him up. And he does not stay at home because he enlarges his appetite as Sheol, and he is like death. You see? And if you go back to chapter 1, you see that this is all about the Kasdim and the enemy colonizing and causing delusion, right? Right here. See, I am raising up the Kasdim, a bitter and hasty nation, who is going to the breadth of the earth to possess dwelling places that are not theirs. Okay? Them ones in the 40s that wore the red thing on their arm, the end guys, they're the same ones. They've taken over the whole earth, and it was even before that. You've read Albert Pike with me, just like I had. You know, you've been here to see what it says. They went through, they possessed dwelling places that aren't theirs. That's what this whole book's about. That's what the whole Bible is about. So, it's for an appointed time. And if you don't come home soon, if you're not here at the appointed time, you're not who you say you are, and you're not going to make it into the reign. Now, am I saying that it's going to be this Passover? No, but there's a lot of evidence that says that this could, If I had to bet, I would bet that this is the one. I wouldn't bet 25, or I wouldn't bet on it being the year 2026 or 2030. I would have to bet on 2024, the year of the return. I mean, I would have to. I'd be stupid not to. But put all that aside. I mean, that means nothing. That's neither here nor there. What matters is that you have a home, and you are to go there and do that which is continual, like the Most High has told you. That way you are steadfast and upright. So, either way, you should be home. But look right here. Yahuwah the Master is my strength, and he makes my feet like those of deer, and makes me walk on my high places. There's those deer again. That's what that deer in Leave the World Behind represents. They represent those beings who have found deliverance and they've came home. They didn't rely on being zapped up into the sky and that they would be taken home, kidnapped, abducted. No, the only deer that will survive, that come home to the house, are those that understand that they have to come home to the house. They hear the thunder and the lightning. They understand that is their Father whistling for them. Go read Habakkuk. It's only 3 chapters. Read it. Get your nose in the Word. Get your butt to your home. Don't be puffed up. I love you. Come home and it'll be Shabbat Shalom. But as long as you're out there, there will be no peace for you. But come home to your throne and we'll enjoy a wealth of peace together. Your call. I still love you either way. But it would be nice to see your face some day soon.